Hi everyone.
Hello everybody.
We've got the week off work and we were going to go somewhere, but unfortunately the weather's turned and we're in the UK. We've had Storm Boris and it's not stopped raining, so we've left it and we're going to see later in the week whether we can
get somewhere. But I'd like to go to Tan Hill.
Yeah.
I could take a trip up there, highest point. So if the weather changes, stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But this week, what we thought we'd talk about how we keep warm in the winter, because we do tend to try and go somewhere all year round, depending on the weather, obviously.
We follow the sun.
Follow the sun, yeah. So this is what we've found. So the first thing we need to tell you, since we had the pop top fitted last year, was it last year? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is if you sleep up there, it's a hell of a lot colder than if you sleep down here, which I suppose is quite obvious.
It's very cold in the winter, but it's lovely in the summer. But in the winter time, as Jackie says, it is very, very cold. So we have got to upgrade our sleeping bag, haven't we?
Yeah, we've decided we've got to upgrade a sleeping bag. It was the first one we got from day one, really, weren't it? Just a cheap one. And looking around at the shops and stores, if you watched the video last week, some beautiful thick sleeping bags out there, which I think we need now. I think we first started doing it, bringing the whole quilt, didn't we?
Yeah.
But obviously there's not a lot of room.
Bought the quilt, but you can't leave the quilt up there.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of room, as people know, in these camper vans to have a great big bulky quilt. It's not the end of the world if we bring it, but it's a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah.
So we're going to be exploring that option of being a little bit warmer when we're up there. But sleeping down on this bed is much warmer.
It's more snuggly and warmer. Yeah, yeah. It does make a difference if you don't pop the top up. But you're limited on space with your standing at your height.
So what we always think as well about heaters is if you're staying on a campsite and you're paying for your electric and you haven't got a diesel heater fitted, then I'd definitely get a little fan heater, just because people use them, and obviously you're not paying any extra for your electric if you're at a campsite. And people have them in tents as well, don't they?
Yeah, they do. We've seen a lot in tents,
and caravans, yeah. But obviously sometimes with the campsites these days you're paying extra for your electric, so I don't know, it depends if you're a cold person or not. You want that running all night long, and I don't know,
because some of them can get really noisy.
Yeah, so, and also I've known it where they've tripped the thing as well.
Yeah, they tripped the electrics. Yeah, we've noticed that on a few campsites, haven't we?
So yeah, that's one of the things that you could do if you were really cold. Hot water bottles is another thing.
Yeah,
definitely say hot water bottles are a good thing. Layering up is another thing.
Obviously, yeah, some people sleep in onesies or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing I'll say about you've got to kind of decide with a van this size, because if you get out and you're hot, you're a bit limited to how you can move your arms and legs around in the middle of the night to get out of your pajamas, as I know, especially if you're up there.
Yeah,
you've got to kind of climb down to take it all off with a onesie, and and then if you're going out in the night for a wee like we do, again it's cold. Also, people have what are those long things called? I've got what they're called. Like a dressing gown.
Oh, I mean, yeah, the robes, they're quite good as well.
Yeah, we see a lot of people in them. They're not cheap, but they're the kind of thing that you can wear and have a shower.
When they go to the shower, yeah.
Put it on over your clothes, and you see people on the beach and everything in them, don't
they? Yeah, they are quite good.
So they are quite good as well, and they're really long.
But some of them quite expensive, as we saw last week when we went to the camping shop.
No matter what you think, it's obviously if you're in the middle of a field, it's going to be colder than when you're,
But you get what you pay for.
You do get
if you pay for the quality, you'll get a good product.
So the best thing we did, and it's something that we wanted to do, and although it was expensive to start with, it's probably the best thing we ever did, isn't it? Is get the diesel heater.
Yeah.
And we've got the Eberspacher. I don't know how you say that.
It's German.
Yeah, it's German. It's the top one on the list, and
it is quite expensive than some of the Chinese heaters are about.
Yeah, so we had it installed properly at a dealer, which I don't think we could have done it, but I know some people do it themselves. But,
yeah.
And then obviously you've got your pipe going outside as well. It runs from the diesel tank, so you don't need to mess about putting any fuel in it or anything like that.
Direct from your diesel tank.
And yeah, we've had it on. To be fair, we had it on not long ago when we were camping in Lincoln.
Yeah, it's quite good. It's got it's set timers. You can set it any time of the day or any day of the week, and the temperature's quite good on it. You set it up to around 35 degrees, but not that anybody would want it that hot anyway.
First time we put it on, we were literally, it was shocking how quick it warmed up, and it got too much, didn't it? I think
Yeah.
you forget how small this is, and it really doesn't take that long to warm it up, does it?
So the heater control button is down here. Pressing the button, you'll see it lights up and the heater kicks in, and you can turn this dial to your desired temperature, or how long you want it on for, or what day of the week you want it on for, what month you want it on for. It's quite good. Now this is the pipe at the bottom. When the heater's first switched on, it does take about 4 or 5 minutes to start blowing out. It blows cold air out, and then after about 10-15 minutes, as you can hear it now just coming through, it just gently heat up to your desired temperature, and it is quite toaster. And these pipes are pretty good. You can get extensions. That's only the one pipe at the minute, and I'm looking at getting another extension onto there, so you can have the pipe probably running under the seat at 2 settings, and it blows out on 2 separate pipes. So I'm looking at doing that.
So here it is, the pipe, and as you can see, it's quite low to the ground. If you look at that.
Yeah, so if you are near to any curbs or bumps or potholes, like I said, you could catch the pipe. So yeah, you have to be very careful. All your fumes come out of there. If you can see it slightly, you can see some of the fumes coming out. But yeah,
Best thing.
Self-explanatory. Now, some of the bigger vans, rather than our T5 that we've got, they've got the self-built-in heaters, haven't they? All on board, and yeah, they're absolutely brilliant.
Some of these newer ones have got like a proper boiler, haven't they?
That's right, yeah.
I think the Californians have got them, and those kind of ones, and the bigger ones have got like a proper boiler in there with, obviously they have hot water and everything like that. I mean, anybody could do anything to any van, really. We've just not gone that far with it, have we, really? Because
no, but basically with our van, we've had the heater fitted, but with some of the vans, the self-builds, you've got to make sure that they are well insulated. Otherwise, you're heating your van up and losing all the heat out of the windows. So you've got to make sure you're well insulated. You got the blinds round the front, your windows are shut, you got some curtains, and you keep the heat, and it's all snugly bubbly.
That is another thing. We do have what most people have, like the front wind cover thing. Like it's like a sort of.
It's like a blackout blind,
blackout.
but basically it's to stop people peeping in when you're getting undressed.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was to keep you warm.
And keep the sunlight out.
Yeah, it's a bit of everything.
And keep the dog further asleep, because he obviously wakes up around 5 o'clock as soon as he sees the sunlight.
Well, next little thing as well, we try wild camping, aren't we?
Yeah, we've not been wild camping yet. We want to do that. You obviously have to be careful with your security. Our security is our big dog Bruno, so he looks after us.
So it is good for that, for that. But you can't always find a campsite, and you don't always want to be spending 30-40 quid just for a night.
And you can't always find somewhere to park. As you know, if you've got the larger vehicles, which a lot of people have, it's very hard to find a campsite or somewhere to park up, especially with the height restrictions where we have been to some places, isn't there? You can't actually get under the bars, can you?
No, not since we've had that thing fitted on the top. But thanks for watching all the way through.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.